Hey guys, ZFR here, and pretty much today I want to kind of talk to you guys about Transformers. And I know this is a really random topic, just kind of out of the blue, but I really want to talk about it. And I'm mostly going to be talking about the games, but I'm also going to touch on Michael Bay movies a little bit. Mostly the most recent one, to be honest. Age of Extinction. You're going to see that in here. But let's start with the movie, since it's probably gonna be the sore part of the video. As for the movie, I just want to say I thought it was a good movie. A lot of other people out there have really been putting Age of Extinction down as a bad movie. I didn't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was a really good movie in my opinion. But a lot of other people disagree with me on that. But I mean, in my opinion, I thought the movie was great. But the reason why a lot of people actually didn't like Age of Extinction, I'm guessing, is probably because there was a pretty big human part of the story in there. And to be honest, like the movie was really long, and the human part of the story, which wasn't really all. I will admit, some parts of the human story didn't really add to the movie. Um, and I will admit that I feel like there still was a little too much of the human side of things in there. But in my opinion, that's a problem with all four of the Michael Bay Transformer films. Like, except for the first one, and yeah, mostly the first one and the third one. I felt like those did a good job of balancing out the human part of things in the movies, even though I feel like they were still focused around a human character, so I feel like they weren't really out of it yet. But they definitely did have a more balanced role between humans and all in the Transformers. And Age of Extinction, I thought the balance was good too, but the only thing about Age of Extinction is that in Age of Extinction, like it was 50%. Like, half of the movie, it felt like half of the movie focused on the humans and the other half focused on the Transformers. And to be honest with you, I really don't think that's the way it should be. I kind of feel like the Transformers should be like the main role in this. And somebody's like blowing my phone up right now. Sorry guys. But anyway, yeah, I feel like the Transformers should definitely be the main role of things in these movies. It just seems like the right path for me. But yeah, I'm not really gonna spend too much more time on the movies. Like I said, I mostly want to talk about the games to you guys. Like, the movies don't really matter as much to me. But but while we're transitioning into the games from the movies, I like to say that I do think Michael Bay would make a really good Transformers game if he was a game designer or whatever, or he was in charge of design game. I feel like he would. I feel like he could make a really good Transformers game, in my opinion. At least with certain aspects of it. Like, I like the last few that came out. Don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, the best Transformers game out so far was Transformers not Fall of Cybertron, Revenge of the Fallen, which came out a really long time ago, guys. Pretty much, I feel like ever since then, I wouldn't say it's gone downhill, but it's gone in a direction I haven't really liked as much. Like, with the most recent ones, let's talk about those with, like, the most recent ones: Fall of Cybertron, War of Cybertron, and I forget what this newest one was called, Rise of the Dark Spark or something like that. I can't exactly, I don't know if that's right or not, but pretty much all three of these games, I feel like one big problem I have with them is I wasn't all that into the animated look of Transformers. Don't get me wrong, I thought the game still looked awesome and everything. I thought the character models were cool and all, but I honestly would have preferred it if they stuck to focusing on the movie character models. Like, for instance, like the way the character models were in Dark of the Moon, the game. And I know that was probably one of the worst Transformer games, but I still think the character models in that game were some of the best we saw out of all of the series, in my opinion at least. I think they had some really awesome looking character models in that game, and I kind of wanted it to stay like that, but of course they pretty much like went overboard with the animated style character models. And I think, like I said, I feel like Michael Bay would make a better game, because for a simple reason, like what he puts into the movies would be perfect for a game, but they seem to not really use it as much. um like, for instance, one thing I think they should probably put in the game a little more often, I think they should put the type of combat you see in the movies. Like, I mean, to be honest, like, if the combat in the game looks similar to the way it does in the movies, I think the game combat would be really awesome and fun looking. Um, for instance, I want to see some awesome combos. Like, I want melee attacks. I want like melee combat back in Transformers. Like, in case you guys didn't know, recently, like in the past 3 games, or at least the 3 animated ones I'm talking about that have been made by High Moon Studios, or um like and Hasbro and everything, like pretty much the Cybertron series of games, like they've put like this little Call of Duty knife kind of melee in these Transformers games. We don't want that in Transformers. This is Transformers, not COD. We want to see giant robots punching each other, not punching each other once and then going back to shooting. We want to see them punch each other, like getting a full-fledged fight. Like, I would love to see awesome melee weapons and everything, for certain characters and all that. And I would like to see different combos and everything for these different characters and different fighting styles. I think it would just be really awesome, and I'm not opposed to having, like, as for a multiplayer game mode, I'm not opposed to having like classes and everything like they did in the Cybertron games. I think that was a good idea. I think they did a real good job with the Cybertron games. Don't get me wrong. I thought those were some really good games, but at the same time, I just thought they kind of strayed away from some of the things I liked about Transformers. I don't know what you guys think of it, but like I said, I like the games, but I definitely think they could have done some things different to make them better. Like, for instance, like I feel like transforming became a little too complicated. Like I wouldn't say during the Fall of Cybertron games, because they pretty much added in the stealth mode where like you would just, but pretty much at the point like where you had to hold the button down. Like, I don't know, I guess that was okay. Like, I didn't really have as big a problem with that. I mean, I made it work. I don't know if anybody else had a problem with like the transform formations and vehicle forms in these games. Like, in my opinion, they were okay. But I just really want a good solid Transformers game again. Like, it's been so long since I felt like we had a really solid one. Like I said, Fall of Cybertron was good, but after a while the game did die eventually. It was good though, but it died after a while. Um, and I honestly just really want another Transformers game, guys, and I want one with multiplayer. I honestly wouldn't be opposed to a multiplayer focused Transformers game. Like, I would like it to have a campaign too, I guess, but to be honest, I would really like a multiplayer focused one. Like, to be honest, like, I did not think it was a good idea at all when they took the multiplayer component out of the last Transformers, the Dark Spark one. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Why on earth did you take the multiplayer out? Did you not see how much people love the multiplayer in Fall of Cybertron? You can't tell me that you took out because you didn't think it would be as needed. Like, there's no way. In the last game, the multiplayer had to be the most popular part, because even though that game was awesome and all, there's no way everybody was still on that game playing the single player back to back to back to back. And I'm guessing the co-op mode was real good in that game too, but at the same time, like, I feel like the Dark Spark game would have been a lot more successful if it had multiplayer, to be honest with you. And I felt like as it is, it's a failure of a game in my eyes. Like, I didn't even bother trying to go get it. The second they said didn't have multiplayer, wasn't even trying to get it. It wasn't even worth $60 at that point to me. Like, maybe 20. Like, cause I knew the campaign was going to be probably worth about $20 by itself. The co-op mode looked like trash to me, even if it was good. Like, it wasn't catering to me, you know. So I mean, honestly, I didn't get into that game. So the last Transformers game I had was Fall of Cybertron, which wasn't too long ago. But still, like, I want another Transformers game, but I want them to do it right. I want them to go back to the way they were doing it with Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen. I really liked that game. I thought the open world kind of aspect of a Transformers game was really awesome in my opinion, or at least like a really big open map like they had. I think that was a really good idea, to be honest with you. Like, and I honestly really just want to go back to that. I don't see the problem. Like, I definitely have plenty of fun with it. Um, and yeah, as for multiplayer, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not 100% sure what they should do, like, to make the multiplayer great and everything, but I say if you stick to the old formula, but this time make sure you put lots of content in there, and make sure it's like to the point where you're going to keep people playing for a while. Like, I think they can make a really great Transformers game if the right studio gets behind that wheel. Like, to be honest, I'm not trying to put down Dark Moon Studio or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. Um, but honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing another developer taking over and giving a shot at, because you know, usually get better results from different developers on things like this, and I wouldn't mind seeing it happen. But anyway, guys, that's all the time I'm gonna spend talking about this. I know this was a really random video, but I'm just talking about. I just felt like it was something I wanted to talk about. You know, I was trying to get off my chest before The Witcher came out tomorrow, and that had all my time. But yeah, anyway, guys, please tell me you guys think in the comments below about this. I really want to know what you guys are thinking about this topic, because I definitely think it needs to be done. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later. ZFR out.